All right. Now that we've played around with our imagination and we've listed all the things that we desire as far as our family, our health, our personal life, fun, financially, and for our career, let's use it to build our goals. Okay. If you haven't done this part, pause me, go back, write down your desires. You're going to need them. Bob Proctor divided goals into three categories. He said that there was A-type goals, B-type goals, and C-type goals. When I first started this work, it was the first time I had heard about these three types of goals. So an A-type goal is doing what we already know how to do. For example, buying a new car. When you have already previously bought a new car, you know how to do it, you just have to do it, right? There's no challenge, no growth in this goal. Does this mean you can't have these goals? Absolutely not. It's good to have these goals as well. But these goals aren't what are going to get you up in the morning and get you moving, right? And then we have B-type goals. This is something a person thinks they can do. So they look at the circumstances and the things that could happen. If they if they happen in a certain way, the goal is doable. So if A, B, and C line up, then I can reach my goal. So if I wanted to go on a trip, I've taken trips before, right? So I know what it will cost. I know what I need to save. I know that I have to track it, that I have to book it. Once I've done that, goal achieved. There's little to no challenge to that and very little growth. Again, do we want to completely avoid these goals? No, right? So far we've got A-type goals, which is what we know how to do. We just have to do it. B-type goals means that all the stars have to line up so that you can reach the goal. And then we have the C-type goal. The C-type goal involves something you have no idea how you're going to get. It's off in the dark. It's beyond anything you've ever done before, but it's what you want. It's what you really want. With this type of goal, you're going where you've never been before. An example of this type of goal could be quitting your job that doesn't serve you and building your own business. Right? So we've got A, we just got to do it. B, make sure everything lines up and we can do it. C, I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's what I want. Right? There's growth that's going to happen. You're going to have to learn something new. You're going to have to invest in yourself, invest in your business. You're going to have to learn new things in order to achieve that goal. That's where we want to be. That's the kind of goal that's going to light your soul on fire and get you moving. Okay. So which type of goal are you in the habit of making? Do you make A-type goals? Are you a B-type goal setter? Or have you ever set a C-type goal? Go back to your workbook where you jotted down your desires. Take a few minutes, circle the elements in your desire list. So set one color for your A-type goals, one color for your B-type goals, and one for your C-type goals. Start color coding all your desires. Okay. And check to see what kind of goals your desire list reflects. I sure hope that there are some C-type goals in there because those are the ones that we're going to be working on moving forward. So go and do that. And when you're ready, come on back. Now that we have listed our desires and we've identified which ones would fit as an A, B, and C type goal, we're going to take these and create our SMART goals. Okay, before going any further, choose the one thing that you want to accomplish first out of your desire list. Don't check your desire list after though. Keep it and add to it as new things come to mind. This is a working list. Okay. So choose that one desire that you want to achieve first. Okay. That's what you're going to be working on. Next, there's going to be a lot of info coming up while we create our SMART goals. Feel free to pause after each step to ensure that you're using the information and creating your own goals. Use your workbook. Okay. Everything is laid out in there for you to follow along. All right. And pause when you need it. Okay. So let's get started. In order for a goal to be effective, it needs to be specific. So ask yourself, what is it that I want to achieve? Again, look at your desire list. Choose one that you want to transform as your first goal. Then turn it into a statement. Let's say your goal is to release 10 pounds. You want to ensure you put it in the present tense, like it has already happened. We are convincing ourselves, we are training our minds to think that it has already happened, because that's how things start moving, okay? For example, if we're going with the releasing of the 10 pounds, that's the one I'm going to be working with as an example moving forward. So I am so happy and grateful now that I have released 10 pounds. That is my goal. It is in the present tense. Okay. So take your goal, take your desire, and turn it into this I am statement. Okay. I am so happy and grateful now that, and add in what your desire is. Next, we want to make sure that our goal is measurable. This helps us track our progress and holds us accountable to what we said we would do. Start thinking about the tool that you will use to track your progress. Okay, will it be a habit tracker, a calendar, a checklist? Remember that it needs to be easy and quick to do. If it's too complex and difficult, you won't do it, which makes it useless. Okay, make sure that it's simple. If we stick with our releasing of weight goal, you can say that you will weigh yourself every morning and take note of your weight. In order to make this easy and effective, have your scale in the bathroom and have your notebook or chart and pen beside the scale, right? Even if you have to thumbtack a paper to the wall, right? You want it all in one spot, make it easy. So now our goal is measurable. We're going to measure our progress. If it's saving money for something, right? You're going to want a tracker. You're going to want it there where you pay your bills, where you deal with your money, right? If it's a jar and some change, keep a little notebook inside, right? We want to make it easy. So take a look at your goal, figure out how you're going to keep it measurable. Next, your goals need to be attainable. Ask yourself, is it attainable with the resources I currently have and with the time I have determined? It's important to keep in mind that every goal is attainable with the proper resources, tools, habits, and environment in place. This is where you can brainstorm what you need to seek out as far as resources, tools to ensure attainment of your goal, right? And be careful here, okay? Your subconscious mind is going to come into play, and I'll mention it a little bit later, okay? But brainstorm. What do you need to make this goal attainable? For example, to help the achievement of my goal, I will replace my purchases of chips with fruit and vegetables. I will also use my exercise equipment a minimum of twice a week. Take note that I use the word replace. We can't simply eliminate something because we will fill the void with something else. Okay? For example, someone wants to quit smoking, instead start snacking on candy. Someone wants to quit drinking, so they walk across the street to the casino. There will always be something that takes its place. So if you're trying to avoid snacking on chips, you need to replace that with something else. When I personally wanted to replace the snacking habit, I made sure that I had my cross stitch, because my hands, I like to keep them busy when I'm watching TV, otherwise I snack. So my cross stitch is right there, it's ready to go. As soon as I sit down, I pick it up. This means that when other people in my house start snacking, I'm in the middle of something, so I don't want to snack. I've replaced the habit with something else, okay? Otherwise, we're just going to fill the void with either the original thing we're trying to cut out or something else that may not help us in our goal. Okay. So brainstorm. Okay. What do you need? What are the resources? Who do you need in your corner? The tools, the environment that needs to be in place for you to reach those goals. So now something to be mindful is that your subconscious mind will come into play. You'll start hearing that little voice telling you that you can't do it for this reason, that reason. It will list all the reasons why you can't do it. Recognize the voice and then tell it to step aside. Okay? This will take some getting used to and some training, but you can actually tell that voice to take a seat. And when you're setting goals and you're aiming for those C-type goals, you really want to do that, because that little voice is going to, again, try to keep you safe, trying to keep you the same. And when you're reaching for those big goals, they contradict each other. So make sure that your goals are attainable with the resources that you need. Next, we want to check on the relevance of the goal by asking ourselves, why are the results important? In order for a goal to stick, there has to be an emotional attachment to it. This ensures you are feeling inspired even when your motivation is low. Okay? There will be days when you don't want to work towards those goals, when something else is taking your energy, when life gets in the way. That's just my own experience, right? As much as I love my goals and I want to work towards them, there are the days when my motivation is low. But then I need to tap into that desire. I need to remind myself why I am working towards those goals, because that's what kickstarts my motivation. For example, I will achieve my goal because I want to be the healthiest version of myself so that I can move freely with ease with my children, right? And when you're saying it, picture it in your mind. Picture yourself. Maybe you've got smaller children and you're watching them play outside and you want to be able to run around with them and laugh, and keep this in mind, right? Play it on a loop. See the picture in your head, because that's what's going to send your motivation through the roof. So figure out why you want the results that you want. And then lastly, we want to establish a time frame for the achievement of our goals. This helps ensure we are on the correct path, and it allows us to work backwards and plan for its achievement. So for example, I will reach my goal by June 30th, 2024, right? Set a time to your goal. Now, if we put all the pieces together, we have our SMART goal. And it can look like this, okay? So now you're going to take in your workbook, if you've been filling it out, you've got all your pieces, right? Your 5 pieces. Now you're going to sum it all up, or put it all together into a statement. And it can look like this. On or before June 30th, 2024, I will have released 10 pounds. In order to achieve this goal, I will check in with my weight every morning and track my daily calorie intake. I am so happy and grateful now that I am the healthiest version of myself and I can move freely and with ease. Right? So I played with all these pieces to make them mesh together so that I can have them all in. And it may take some playing around, and as long as it sounds good to you, and as you are reading this, visualize it in your mind. Okay. Now, a few important keys to this is to write it on multiple sticky notes and place them where you will see them. So on your nightstand, your mirrors, your cupboards, inside your fridge. I have Post-its on my computer. I have a whiteboard right in front of me right now. My goal is there. Okay. Make sure you read it every time you see it. And again, as you're reading it, visualize it. So in this way, in this example here, like I said, maybe as I'm reading it, I'm visualizing myself playing with my children outside. I am picturing, maybe we're bike riding during the summer while we're camping. right? So like I have pictures in my mind as I'm reading this. That's how you're going to get those goals. Now, there are many keys and pieces that are necessary to achieve your goals, and we want to touch on a few of the most important ones. Imagination. This is a tool that most of us forget how to use, but is detrimental when creating goals and growing yourself. As I mentioned earlier, by the age of 10, most of us have dropped in our imaginary thinking. Yet this is the starting point of all inventions, creations, and all that is new. Without the imagination that sets everything in motion, we have nothing. Think of the internet, cars, planes. They were once created in someone's mind before they were ever created physically, and to the extent with which we know it today. The same applies to your goals. So it has to start with the imagination. And then we need persistence. This is required for the attainment of anything that you want. This is the small daily tasks that continually move you forward. When you set a goal, you must expect some bad weather along the way, but never give up on your goal. And then the obsession. When working with a goal, I encourage you to become completely obsessed with it. Repeat it daily, visualize its attainment, talk about it, dream about it, right? If you think about it, when you're obsessed about something, right? There's the emotions, and you want to deal with it, you want to see it, you want to work on it. That's what we need to make those goals move forward. We want the visual cues. Carry your goal with you. Make it your screensaver. Write it on post-its, my goodness, and put them around your home. It has to be one of my favorite pieces of creating a goal. Figuring out how I'm going to make it pretty, because I'm going to be seeing it every single day. Now, it's important not to get caught up and stuck here. But for me personally, if something isn't visually appealing, I don't feel the obsession or emotional attachment, which I require. During this process, it's also when I fall in love with my goal and I fuel the obsession. So it can look like vision boards, kind of like a collage of what you want it to look like. If it's a trip, like find a picture of a plane, of, the destination, the things you want to do. Make it visually appealing. And then you need your environment and habits to work with you. When you're working towards your goals, your environment and your habits are crucial pieces of your success. Make sure you choose the environment that matches your goal achieved self and the habits that you need to get there. So with your environment, take a look at the environment that you currently have, right? Maybe it's your workspace. Is that environment helping you right now? If that environment is not conducive to your goal, switch it up, okay? Same thing with your habits. If your habits aren't aligning with your goal, then it's time for a switch. And a coach, okay? I never even knew there were coaches for mental health and mindset, and I had a lot of doubt when I heard my coach talk to me about how she could help me. When I paid for my coach's services, I still held in the back of my mind the possibility that I didn't believe it was going to work. However, it didn't take me very long to let go of that belief, because I was feeling better. I started seeing some amazing improvements with my thoughts, my actions, my life. As a coach, I am here to help you. The next 6 months can be the first 100 or 1,000 steps towards being the person you desire to be. If you are looking at your goal and thinking that you most definitely want to accomplish that goal, but still not entirely sure how it's going to happen, listen up. As your mindset and wellness coach, I have a 6-month program designed to get you everything that you want. This program will help you gain clarity. It'll help you bust through those self-imposed limitations, create new habits, new beliefs help you develop self-confidence, positive self-image, and so much more. You will learn how to use the universal laws to help create the life that you desire. Throughout the 6 months, you will have access to daily study clubs, book clubs, community support, discussions, weekly webinars, and a group of amazing coaches. This is your roadmap to achieving your goals. So take a look at those goals. And when you decide that you absolutely want to achieve them, then this is your roadmap. Scan this QR code, book your free 30-minute connection call with me. Let's chat about those goals and let me share how I can help you achieve them. Your life can look entirely different 6 months from now if you let it. I thank you for being here, and I promise you that your future self will thank you for taking these steps to achieving your best self.